चलो, monasteries in medieval Europe over time as the power and wealth of the church increased. Corrupt practices. A monastery in Europe, yes, corrupt practices became common among the clergy. तो क्या बोला, जिस टाइम इन कोर्स ऑफ टाइम, इन पैसेज ऑफ टाइम जिस टाइम बढ़ जाता है, these religious institutions called church and the church fathers, they called clergy, they became gradually corrupt. It became common among the clergy. The common people started losing faith in Christianity and the church. जो क्रिश्चियन रिलीजियन ये धीरे धीरे करप्टेड हो गया, क्योंकि कोई रिलीजन, नो रिलीजन इज बैड, बट द religious fathers who are called clergy, they became gradually corrupted. The common people started losing faith in Christianity and the church. इसलिए क्या हुआ, जो कॉमन पीपल है, आम आदमी, वो धीरे धीरे क्रिश्चियनिटी के ऊपर जो भरोसा वो लूज कर दिया. ओके, अंडरस्टैंड. It was in these times of falling faith that monasteries started playing an important role in medieval Europe. It was in these times of falling faith, faith was falling, that monasteries, that means the religious institutions, started playing an important role in medieval Europe. The beginning of monasteries. तो धीरे धीरे कैसे monasteries चालू हो गया था. Monasteries मतलब religious institutions. Okay, what is monastery? Let us know at first. A monastery was a place where groups of monks lived together to pray and work. So monastery is also a religious institution, a kind of building, a place where groups of monks, that means the religious persons, lived together to pray and work. Female monks were called nuns and lived in nunneries or convents. So monks जो है masculine gender और monks का feminine gender है nuns. And where the nuns live, that place is called nunneries or convents. And where the monks lived, that place is called monasteries. From monk, monastery. Nun to nunneries or convents. Here is a picture of a monk and a nun, a medieval monk and a nun. Saint Benedict, who lived at Italy in the beginning of the 6th century, she formed the first community monks in Europe. सेंट बेनेडिक्ट बोल के एक monk था, who lived at Italy. Italy, you know, Italy, whose capital is Rome. Rome means that Roman Empire, where Christianity was introduced by that great Roman Emperor Constantine. So, who lived at Italy in the beginning of 6th century CE, formed the first community of monks in Europe. Community means a kind of group of monks for the first time. Was formed by Saint Benedict. Here is a picture of Saint Benedict, and it was called the Benedictine order. The community of monks or group of monks formed by Saint Benedict was called Benedictine order, and it soon became famous all over Europe. It became very famous. It was very much popular. The rules laid down by the Saint Benedict came to be accepted as a standard code of monastic life. जो सेंट बेनेडिक्ट ने जो रूल्स फॉर्म किया था, those rules became standard rules, and that was considered as standard code of monastic life. मतलब मोनास्टरी में रहने के लिए जो रूल्स फॉलो करना पड़ता था, Saint Benedict first time introduced those rules, and those were considered as standard. There is a picture. Saint Benedict, the Benedictine monks were also called black monks as they wore black robes. ये क्वेश्चन में भी आ सकता है, याद रखो. The other name of the Benedictine order of monks was called black monks. The other name of the Benedictine monks were black monks because they wore black robes. Understand? Here from the picture you can clearly understand. The conversion of people to Christianity at this time was largely due to the efforts of the Benedictine monks. Conversion is an important term in religion. Conversion means, or to convert means, transform any person from one religion to another. Okay, so conversion of people, making or transforming, changing a person's religion from one to another. This is called conversion, or the verb is convert. The conversion of people to Christianity at this time was largely due to the efforts of the Benedictine monks. It was the contribution of the Benedictine monks who converted so many people, or thousands and thousands of people, to Christianity. Then the Cluniacs, a new monastic order founded in 910 century at Cluny in France, took forward the work of reforming the church started by Saint Benedict. The second type of monastic order was called Cluniacs. It was named after a place in France called Cluny. From Cluny, it became Cluniacs. There is a Benedictine is the adjective form of Benedict. बेनेडिक्ट एक पर्सन था, एक मॉन्ग था, लेकिन क्लूनी इज अ प्लेस इन फ्रांस. और सेंट बेनेडिक्ट तो इटालियन मॉन्ग था, इटालियन, लेकिन ये फ्रांस का एक प्लेस है. आफ्टर द नेम ऑफ दैट प्लेस क्लूनियक्स, अ न्यू मोनास्टिक ऑर्डर that was formed after the Benedictine order. Okay, took forward the work of reforming the church started by Saint Benedict. मतलब सेंट बेनेडिक्ट जो ये कर दिया था, सेंट बेनेडिक्ट जो ऑर्डर फॉर्म किया था, बेनेडिक्टन ऑर्डर ऑफ मॉन्क्स, ओके, उसको रिफॉर्म मतलब एडिट, रिफॉर्म करना शुरू कर दिया था क्लूनियक्स ऑर्डर ऑफ मॉन्क्स. रिफॉर्मेशन, रिफॉर्मेशन तुमको पता है, कोई भी चीज जब पहला पहला शुरू होता है बहुत सारे गलती मिस्टेक्स होता है. देयर वर सो मेनी मिस्टेक्स एंड दोज थिंग्स need to be reformed or edited by the later generations or later institutions. So this later group of monks or monastic order called the Cluniacs, which was named after the place in France called Cluny, they reformed the church, the institution started by Saint Benedict. Understand? The importance of monasteries. क्या है ये importance of monasteries? Let's see what's happened here. The importance of monasteries. Monasteries as role models for the people. Monasteries as role models for the people. Importance of monasteries. Monasteries as role models for the people. देखो क्या बात होता है इधर. Monasteries as role models for the people. The monks led an austere meaning a simple and strict, disciplined communal life. They were not even allowed to have any belongings. रोल मॉडल मतलब कोई भी चीज जिसका हम फॉलो करते हैं, कोई भी आदमी और कोई भी चीज जिसका हम फॉलो करते हैं, जो मॉडल बन गया जिसका हम लोग फॉलो करते हैं, उसको कहते हैं रोल मॉडल. समटाइम्स वी consider some of our teachers as a role model. That suppose this sir or this madam is my role model or is the role model for the students. That means all the students follow that particular teacher. Okay, but that particular sir or madam. But here monasteries became role models for the people. क्यों? The monks led an austere and disciplined communal life. Communal मतलब जो grouped life. They lived in group. They lived in community. The monks led an austere का meaning है simple and strict, very strict and simple life. Simple but strict. That means they suffered a lot. They sacrificed so many things. To become religious persons, a person has to sacrifice a lot of things. A person has to sacrifice the materialistic pleasures. As we the normal human beings, we are engrossed in, we are engaged in materialistic pleasure. Materialistic pleasure मतलब जो बाहर का जो प्लेजर्स है, लेकिन जो रिलीजियस पर्सन्स है, दे सैक्रिफाइस्ड lot of things. Suppose one example, they stopped eating uh, non-vegetarian food. Understand? So this is also one kind of sacrifice which is not possible for every human being, common human being. And so many other things also. Most of the monks, they were unmarried. They remained unmarried. So simple and strict and disciplined communal life. They were not even allowed to have any belongings. Belonging मतलब कोई चीज जो हमारे पास है, हमारा पोजीशन में है. जैसे हम लोग बोलते हैं दिस हाउस इज माइन, आई हैव सपोज thousands and thousands of money in the bank, this car is mine, this land is mine. But these monks, they did not have any possession. They were not even allowed to have any belongings. Not only in Christianity, in every religion, it is the nature of the religious fathers. They think, I mean, they have a spiritual attitude. They think that this materialistic world is not for us. Okay, their pious ways of living set a fine example for the common people and inspired them to respect the church once more. Their pious means religious. Pious means a person who follows the path of religion. Pious ways of living set a fine example for the common people. मतलब they became the role models. These monks became the role models for the common people. Common people started to follow them and inspired them to respect the church once more. Understand? Monasteries as centers of production. The monasteries are also centers of production and innovation. कैसे monasteries centers of production हो गया था? The monks grew crops, reclaimed land, and conserved forests. The monks grew crops, reclaimed land, and conserved forests. Some specialized in raising sheep for wool. There were skilled craftsmen among them. वो जो monks है, they started also cultivation. They started cultivating they started growing crops. So they grew crops, they reclaimed land and conserved forests. They started to preserve different forests. And forest means, a source of wood, fuels, so many other things. Mm. Some specialized in raising sheep. They started to cultivate sheep also for wool. There were skilled craftsmen among them. Craftsmen, handicraft or craft, different type of industries, handmade industries. So, I mean, in these ways, the monasteries also became centers of production. The monks started to grow crops. They started to preserve forests. From forests, they uh, could get a lot of wealth, and they started to rear sheep also, bring up sheep for wool. And did what? And helped bring about religious, economic, and cultural growth in Europe. So caused a lot of these monasteries caused a lot of help to the then civilization, European civilization especially. We are discussing mainly about medieval Europe, helped bring about religious, economic, and cultural growth in Europe. They also helped in the spread of Christianity. So these were the roles of monasteries. Okay.